Just because you pass his initial vetting process in order to make you a girlfriend, that does not mean you are no longer under scrutiny. I hate to put it that way, but it's true. Hey everyone, welcome to Bella's Corner, where the truth is delivered with love. Thank you so much for joining me. Let's get started. Per usual, we're talking about getting the bag, aka getting that ring. So today we're going to be talking about how to become a better girlfriend in order to become a wife. So before we were talking about the preparation prior to even meeting the man. Now you've got the man, but you don't have the ring. Because trust me, honey, that man is still vetting you. Just because you passed his initial vetting process in order to make you a girlfriend, that does not mean you are no longer under scrutiny. I hate to put it that way, but it's true. Your man is still vetting you. He wants to see if you have the ability to be a wife, and not just any wife to any man, his wife. Okay, so let's talk about it. You need to learn how to submit. You need to learn to be submissive. You need to learn how to be a submissive woman. You need to completely step into your feminine and be submissive to your man if you expect him to be able to lead you. Okay, what does being submissive or submission mean? So according to Google, ready to conform to the authority or the will of others, meekly obedient or passive. Some synonyms are compliant, yielding, malleable, and accommodating. That's what submissive means. To conform to the authority or will of others. I understand in the gynocratic society that we are currently living in, it's like the word submission and submissive is a curse word, like you're just cussing somebody out. But let's go back to the true definition. Again, being willing to conform to the will or the authority of others. I love how Real Femme Sapien mentioned you submit to your boss, so why not submit to your man? Personally, as a housewife, I love submitting to my husband. He's my boss. He brings order. He brings provision. He supplies, or he provides for us. I love submitting to my husband because he doesn't have any ill intent or ill will toward me. Everything that he tells me to do or asks me to do, it's all for the good of myself and or our family. So ladies, if you want to be the wife to a masculine man, if your man is a masculine man, you are going to need to learn to submit. Because if you don't, it will break down your relationship. Because a masculine man is not going to cave to a masculine woman. Okay? It is out of a woman's nature to be inherently masculine. It is in a woman's inherent nature to be feminine. Now, environments and things like that can cause a woman to be masculine, just as it can cause a man to be feminine. However, in general terms, it is natural for a man to be masculine and for a woman to be feminine. Therefore, if you're with a masculine man, in order for your house to be in order, you need to submit. You have to submit under the order and the will and the authority of that man. Okay? So learn to be submissive. For example, my husband did this when we were dating, and he does this now, especially now that we have a little one. When my husband knows I need to run errands, or if I'm out and about on the town, he'll say, "Let me know your moves." That's not controlling. That's him wanting to know where I am or where I'm going, so he can make sure I'm okay, so he can have a peace of mind that his other half, that his wife and his child are okay, are safe. In the event something happens, he knows where to go, where I was last, around where I should be. Because at the end of the day, if something goes wrong and if he has to go looking for me, he'll have some sort of idea of where I am. A man shouldn't have to worry about where you are when he's at work providing for you. So as for me, as a wife to a masculine man, I have no issue whatsoever shooting him a text. "Hey babe, about to leave soon. Going to the grocery store. Made it. Just made it to the mall. Just made it to the convenience store. Hey babe, I'm home." What's wrong with that? So that way when he picks up his phone, when he's at work, making the money that you're spending, he can know, okay, good, she's safe. It's not to keep tabs on you, honey. I get it. There are some men who are extremely controlling. Understand, ladies, that there is a difference. There is an obvious difference between ABUSE and a man who just wants to ensure that you're safe. So I don't want you getting in my comments talking about, well, what about ABUSE? What about this? What about that? Extreme cases. Of course, those are exceptions, but those are not the rule. In general, ladies, a man just wants to make sure that you're safe and that you're okay. I don't have to let my husband know when I'm at home. Hey, babe, I'm going to go into the room. Hey, babe, I just went outside for a second. It's not that deep, shorty. So when you're talking about submission, think about how you clock in, like your boss says. How you report to your boss when he or she says. You show up with a smile on your face, ready to do whatever task the boss needs complete. So why not submit in that same way and be okay with it in your heart and your mind? Because that's the issue with modern women. When women have issue with submission, it starts within the heart.
I don't want to submit. I ain't trying to listen.
Just being combative, being masculine. Change that within your heart. If you have an issue with being submissive, check your heart first, and then your mind, and then your actions. So if you notice that you need to work on anything that we discuss on today, check your heart. Heart check. That's where change begins. So if you think about it in that context, that you submit to a boss at a 9 to 5 as the same as submitting to your husband, submitting to a man who loves you, who's committed to you, who's willing to lay down his life for you and your family. And I know for a fact that my husband would die today if he needed to in order for me and his son to be okay. That means the world to me. But the only reason he is willing to do that is because I am submissive to him. How can you want a man who is willing to lay down his life for you, who's willing to give you his last name, who's willing to give you his children, who's willing to pay every single bill and some, who's willing to give you the lifestyle that you want? Why not submit to a man who's willing to do those things for you? Because I guarantee if you are fired from that job today, someone else is going to be hired in next week and you will not be missed. So why are you prioritizing? Why, ladies, why are we prioritizing everyone else, everything else, a job, a this, a that, and not a family, and not a man, and not a man's needs and wants? When I slow down, that man is going to be right there next to me, God willing. Another thing that I want to mention is asking your man his opinion, particularly about how you look. Hey, babe, how do I look? Is this shirt okay? Are these shorts too short? Is this too tight? I check in with my husband. Most of the time he says, nah, you good. Sometimes he'll say, I think you might want to put on something else. And I say, okay. Because I represent him. When you get married, ladies, you become one. You become a union. He represents you and you represent him. If you're walking outside looking like you're single, people gonna look at your husband, look at your man like, you need to reel your woman back in because she's off the leash. So learn to be okay with checking in. My husband checks in with me too. How I'm looking, baby? I'm good. Yes, I'm saying to be submissive and learn to be submissive to a man. Don't get it twisted, ladies. That man is doing some work too. That man is putting in work too. That man is trying to figure out this complex being who he happens to be fond of. Trying to bend left and right in order to ensure that this beautiful being is happy with him. That he's providing in the way that you need. Providing money, providing in the bed, providing in the home. Ladies, we are very complex beings.